What if it's possible to finally write the book that's been on your mind for months or even years? Welcome to Nothing But the Words, the podcast that gives you tips, insights, and practical advice to write a transformative book in spite of all your doubts and fears. Writing a successful book isn't just for the lucky few. You can do it too with the right coach on your side. Now here's your host, your book coach, Candace L. Davis.
If you're like most authors today being in our year of 2026, you're using AI to research your book. If you're writing personal development, professional development, memoir, narrative nonfiction, if you're writing a book to grow your platform, if you're writing a book to get more clients, to get more customers, if you're writing your book because you want to share a really important message, you probably need to do at least a little bit of research. And in doing that research right now, you've probably used AI to some extent. Even if you just use a typical search engine, unless you take steps to turn AI off, you are actually using AI to research your book. Now, citing your sources and giving proper credit in your book is more important than it ever was. Hey there, and welcome to Nothing But the Words. I am your book coach and performance coach to creatives, Candace L. Davis. And yes, I have a whole lot to say. I have a lot to say about AI. This will probably be the first of several episodes where we talk about AI and its place in writing and publishing. In fact, right now in my own business, I am creating an AI use statement, and it boils down to two things for me. Number one, I do not use AI to write. I don't use AI to write emails. I don't use AI to write this podcast. I don't use AI to write books, certainly not. And I don't use AI to write social media posts. Those are my choices for how I want to use AI. I also, point number two, do not use AI to assess, edit, or revise my clients' content. I have to protect their privacy. I have to protect their intellectual property. And so I don't use AI for that. If they choose to use it, that's their business. I give them all of the reasons that they need to be cautious about that. But I personally don't put their work into AI platforms. So I use Microsoft Word and I have turned off Copilot in Microsoft Word. So when we talk about AI in writing and publishing, we need to address ethical considerations. We need to address copyright issues for both people who've already written books and people who are using AI to write their books. And we need to address instances of unintentional plagiarism. All of that goes in the future. But right now, what about research? Now, the truth is, there's no denying the fact that you can research much faster when you're using AI to help you do it. It can help you synthesize your research. So if you've gathered tons of research and you put it all into a notebook, LM notebook, you can pull more easily from that research. You can organize it more easily. You can synthesize it in ways that makes it easier for you to understand and perhaps more useful for your book. Notebook LM absolutely does still make mistakes. I've seen it with my own eyes. But if you are a person who uses AI, that is a place where it can be helpful to you. You can also use it to create charts and tables and things if you're a more visual person from your research. So obviously, there's no denying that if you choose to use AI for research, it can be helpful. It can be helpful to you. But then what do you do with that research? How do you make sure that you cite it properly and that you're not unintentionally like ripping off anyone else's content? So the first and most important thing, maybe most important, I think they're all important, but the first thing you need to do is verify. Verify what AI has told you. Y'all, AI still lies. It still makes mistakes. It still makes things up. Like the tech companies call this hallucinating because that sounds like, oh, isn't it cool that this tech machine can hallucinate just like a human could? And you can call it whatever you want to, but it's incorrect information. And you don't want to put incorrect information into your book. So if you think I'm exaggerating, take a look at the New York Times article about, I believe his name is Stephen Rosenbaum. Yes, I have it here. Stephen Rosenbaum and his book, The Future of Truth. This is a nonfiction book, and it covers the effects of artificial intelligence on truth in our modern age. This book, which was traditionally published, went through the whole traditionally publishing process, contains misattributed and completely made up quotes. A book that a traditional publisher put on the bookshelves, a book that was selling well and had received positive reviews, was discovered to contain these factual errors. And what did the author say? He got the answers from his AI research. So you have to be cautious. That type of mistake can really have a negative impact, not just on your book sales, but on your reputation as an expert. Whatever you're an expert in, it can negatively impact your reputation. How do I know? Because I will never read that man's book. I will never read anything he's written. If I can avoid it, I don't trust him to care enough about what he's telling me to do the actual research and verify his sources because he's already demonstrated he's not gonna. And yes, people can make mistakes. You can forget to cite a source or you can cite a source improperly. It does happen. However, when you're just taking AI's word for it and putting it in your book and not bothering to check, you lose all credibility with me. And I assume I'm not the only person who holds that kind of standard. So if you are doing your research on AI, always ask it to link to the source. And sometimes, even when you ask it, it won't. It'll just sort of like pull from different sources and make its own conclusions from that. So you have to just drill down and say, no, I need the actual source from which you got that information. If not, then you need to find new information for me. So, number one, always verify the source for yourself. Don't just trust AI to get it right for you. Number two, read the source for yourself. Don't just trust that what AI is saying. You see the site, it does exist, and so AI must have gotten it right. No, ma'am. No, sir. No. AI summaries are often wrong. So I personally have done research with AI within the last couple of months and gotten completely made up content. Now I went to the site. The site was real, but when I looked for the actual data, the actual statistics that the AI platform, in this case Gemini, had given me, those statistics did not exist, friend. They did not exist. And I scanned and scanned and scanned the page and I did a little find. I went to the find function and tried to find those words on the page. Didn't exist. So that's the first reason you need to read the source for yourself. And also, you need context, right? You need to make sure that the context of the source actually aligns with the larger argument that you think that that one line of data or that one fact is actually making. And lastly, you need to go and read the source because what if the source is not a source that you would want to share in your book? So, for instance, I could read 10 books on AI and find at least one line in every book that I agree with, but I might not agree with the larger argument being made in the book. So, do I really want to platform that book in my book? I don't. I don't. I'd rather find someone who I can either whose argument aligns with mine, or if I'm going to platform the argument that disagrees with me, I need to address that when I cite their statistic. I need to address the fact that we disagree on the larger argument. So you want to make sure you do that. And also, you don't want to be quoting sources where you fundamentally disagree in values. So, for example, if I found a wonderful statistic or quote about something, but it came from a website that was spouting homophobia or that he had even subtle homophobia in it. I wouldn't want to quote that. I don't want to platform those people. We're totally misaligned in our values. So I'm not going to quote that. So you want to make sure that you are looking at the larger source, not just verifying that the statistic or the data point or the fact that you got from AI is correct, not just verifying that it came from that source, but understanding the context of the larger source. Takes time, but well worth the effort. And last, number three, you want to cite that source just as you would any other source. You do not need to cite Copilot. You do not need to cite Gemini or Perplexity or Claude or ChatGPT. They are not the source. They're not the source. They are no more the source than a search engine would be. They are scraping the internet to find the content for you, but they're no more the source than a card catalog would be the source if you were at the library. Do y'all know what a card catalog is? I miss a good card catalog. They're no more the source than the search engine at the library that you use to search the library's database would be. So you need to cite the original source the way we always have. We've not given up on citing sources. We still give credit to the people who did the research, the people who did the work. We still give our readers a place where they can go and look up what we claim is factual for themselves. That's your responsibility as a writer. And it's also a place where AI can be useful. So one of my clients is currently getting her PhD, and she needs to write in APA style, which she's not accustomed to, but she uses one of the AI platforms to just take all of her citations and put them in APA style for her. There have always been not always, but for many years, there have been websites that we can use to generate our citations. So for me, I think I've used like Citation Machine and Bib Guru and sites like that over the years. Some are paid, some I'm not sure they're making any money right now, and some are free. And so I've always used the free ones to go in there. I don't have memorized the Chicago Manual of Style. I don't have memorized how they want every citation structured. I would just put it in Citation Machine, for example, and let it structure it for me. And now AI can likely do that for you. So if you want to use AI to create your citations and AI usage in that way aligns with your ethics, great. Use it for that, go for it. Now, you do not have to use AI to research your book. People have been writing books for decades and centuries without AI. You can turn off the AI function in your search engine. You can turn off Copilot in Microsoft Word. I think you can turn off the AI function in Google Drive. I'm not sure because I don't write in Google Drive, nothing of super important in Google Drive anyway, but you don't have to use it. That's your right. You can write a book without it, or you can use it. It's also your right. But whichever path you choose, if you're using AI for your research, as let's be honest, most authors will, you must verify every source. You must understand the source and you must cite it properly. You will be glad you did because it will protect your reputation as an author and as an expert. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, if you found some value in it and you want to go deeper into how you can write a nonfiction book that helps you get your profound, positive message out in a book so you can have a positive impact on your readers, on your community, on your business, on your own career, check out my new private podcast. I just released it about a week ago, From Best Kept Secret to Center Stage, how to write a book that puts the spotlight on you and your message. You can find it at CandiceLDavis.com/secret or at the link right there in your podcast player. Just scroll down and you'll see some show notes and the link will be there for you too. Thanks for listening to Nothing But the Words. I'm your book coach and peak performance coach for creatives, Candice L. Davis.